Hello, everybody. It is Wednesday, what date is it? May the 6th, and it's about 8:30 p.m., just a little bit after 8:30 Eastern Time. And my name is Zara Premji, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Markham, Ontario, Canada. And I am a bit of a hot mess right now because I had put in my schedule that I was going to be doing a Facebook Live tonight at 8:30, and then my daughter was invited to a Skype birthday party, and then we just had all sorts of technical difficulties. So I did need a shower before this Facebook Live because I had just been working all day. So I needed to fit in a shower. So anyway, I'm sorry I'm a few minutes late. Hello, Anne. Hi, Carol. Thank you for joining me. So you'll see, like, I actually washed the hair today and I put on a little bit of makeup because I was going to be hanging out with you guys. So I thought it would be nice to get cleaned up for you. And so I thank you for joining me. I hope that you guys are having a good week. It's hump day, which means we're halfway through the week. And only 2 days left till the weekend. And believe it or not, I get excited about weekends because during the week, we're busy with the online learning and I'm working, and I don't know, it just feels really busy. So the weekends we do slow down a little bit, play a little more, work a little less. And so I'm kind of excited about the weekend. So what are we going to do today? So, well, first of all, I want to see how you guys are doing. So please share in the comments below how you're hanging in there. Are you doing okay? I mean, what are we, 7 weeks now into social distancing, and I know, I don't know about you, but I have some good days, some not so great days. And even though you'd think you'd kind of be used to this by now, I don't know, it just feels different every day. But how are you guys doing? I hope everybody out there is doing okay. I was asking my husband today if we were allowed to be out for one day and just do whatever we wanted, no masks, no social distancing, what would you do? I asked him this, and I had some answers myself, but I'm interested in knowing what you guys would be doing as well. If you had one day right now where life kind of went back to normal, and you could go out and do anything that you wanted, what would you be doing? Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Memtaz. Hi, Carol. Thanks for joining, guys. Yeah, so I'm interested in hearing, because, this is what kind of keeps me going during these Facebook Lives, is hearing from you guys and kind of engaging, even though we're not face-to-face. But I'm interested to know if you could do anything for one day, given that we've been in our homes for now 7 weeks, what would it be? So I asked my husband this question, and he said, the first thing he said was that he would go to the gym. I will not lie, that was not at the top of my list. I said I would go, this might sound vain, but I would go get my hair done. I would get my nails done. I don't even get my nails done all that much, but I think the fact that I haven't been able to get my nails done makes me want to get them done. I would eat every meal out. I would go out for breakfast and lunch and dinner, and I would go and sit in Starbucks and have a coffee. I don't know, I would just roam around the mall and just, aimlessly, not necessarily needing to buy anything, but I would just roam around the mall. And actually, before I did all of those things, I would go and hug my sisters and my parents and my in-laws. I feel that's probably the first thing I would do, is just go and hug my family. So anyway, what would you guys do? Tell me, if you could be out for one day, what is it that you would do? And I'm looking forward to hearing some of your comments. I'm actually just going to make sure that this is that the feed and everything is okay in my Facebook page, and then we'll get started with some crafting. So I'm going to be showing you 2 fun birthday projects, and we are going to be using, for those of you that are familiar with Stampin' Up! Products, we are going to be using the Birthday Bonanza Suite. And this has been a really popular suite in our spring mini catalog. And in fact, a lot of the products from there were on back order for a really long time. And so they're now back in stock. And so I wanted to play with them. So we're going to do 2 projects tonight, which I'm going to show you. But before we get to the crafting, I just want to chat a little bit more. The projects that I'm going to be showing you are quick and easy. We should hopefully be able to do them in less than 30 minutes. So if you don't have anywhere to go or have anything to do, stick with me so you can see the finished projects. And of course, if you do have somewhere to go, forward to the end so that at least you can see the finished projects. If you're watching the replay, please let me know. And certainly if you have any comments or questions, I would love to hear from you. So the Birthday Bonanza is a suite of products that I would say, if you looked at it, you would initially think that it's probably most appropriate for younger people, like kids. There's some cute critters and characters in there, and I'm actually going to flip the camera down and I'm going to show it to you in the catalog. But I want you to keep an open mind with this, because I'm also finding that these are really great products to make cards for anybody. So one of the cards I'm going to show you that I've already made is more kind of, it's monochromatic and not as vibrant and bright. And so I would give that to any of my adult or even older adult friends or family members. But we're just going to have some fun with it. So I'm going to show you a card, and I'm going to show you a cute little 3D project. And when I say 3D, I mean like a little treat package. So something that you could put together with it that holds a little bit of candy or other fun stuff. Couple more things before we start crafting. I'm going to edit this post, and I'm going to put up a host code. So if you see any products on here that you yourself would like to own, you can order them from my online store. Anything that I'm using tonight can be ordered. Some of these products are retiring, so you might not, if you wait too long, you might not be able to get them. I am offering an ordering special, so for any order of $50 or more, you can get a free Wink of Stella. That's this fun little brush here. It's like a glittery brush. It's gorgeous. It adds sparkle to everything or anything. And also I want to just tell you really quickly, for those of you that are really into Stampin' Up! Products, we have a new catalog coming out. Many of you that are watching already know this. If you're not currently a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you start to accrue a wish list of products, you can always buy the starter kit, which is basically just a deal on product, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about that. And if you think you have some friends or family that would enjoy crafting or watching, just enjoying the chatter and watching as these projects unfold, please share the love. And yeah, so let's get crafting. Okay, I'm going to flip you guys down. You might want to look away for a second, because I don't do this with a whole lot of finesse, so it might get a little dizzying. But oh wait, one second. Hi Steph, I see that you've joined. Okay, I'm going to flip you guys down. I haven't done this in a while, so hopefully it all works out. Okay, all right. So you can see my surface there. I'm going to get my computer out of the way. But I'm going to keep watching for comments. So if you have stuff to say, feel free, and I will hopefully be able to see it. Okay. I'll still also check the comments. So if you're finding you can't see things properly, then just let me know and I will adjust. Okay. So first, let's look at the catalog here. So this is the mini catalog. It's they changed the name. It used to be called the Spring Occasions Catalog. Now it's called the January to June Mini Catalog. And I'm using products on pages 32 and 33 if you have the actual paper catalog. I'll also be posting the link to my online store, so you can definitely go on there and you can search Birthday Bonanza and you'll be able to see everything there. So you can see the 2-page spread. These are some of the amazing samples. And then in the suite, you get a pack of designer series paper, and there are 12 sheets in there, and they're all 12 by 12. So you can see some of the patterns here, and there's some cute critters, toucans, koalas, lions, and then they've got some other patterns that have no animals on them and are just kind of, birthday themed. So there's candles, balloons, and then you flip it over to the other side, and then we've got these awesome patterns that are just, they could be used for anything and for anyone. So it's just got a really nice variety of patterns and of course really fun, vibrant colors. Also in the suite is this yellow Daffodil Delight ribbon. So this has been something that I've used a lot, and it was actually not available for a really long time. And then we've got these cute little pom-poms. So they come in a pack of 25. They come in a pack of 100. You get 25 each of 4 different colors, and they're only $7.50 and are a really fun embellishment for your birthday projects. So that's the stuff that's included in the suite. And then of course we have a stamp set and we have coordinating dies. So I'll just flip it over to the next page so you can see some of the stamps. So this stamp set has 22 photopolymer stamps, which means they're clear all the way through. And then it's got some coordinating dies. So the koala, toucan, and the lion can all be cut out without having to use your scissors and fussy cut them. And then they've got this really fun tag, and then these cute banners and other little shapes in there that will cut out some of your stamps. So let's get to crafting. The first project I'm going to show you I can't take credit for this one. I saw this on Pinterest, and it was done by, I hope I'm saying her name right, it's Kirsten Aitchison, and she is in Australia. And I loved the sort of monochromatic tone of this card. And like I said earlier, it's fun and it's youthful, but can be given to really anybody, okay? So I really liked this card. I'm gonna actually be making the same layout of card, but I'm gonna be switching up the color. So I'm gonna be doing something that has a little bit more of the bright paper in it, okay? So I've already cut some of my materials out, and I'm using a Whisper White thick card base, and this is cut at 5.5 by 8.5, and then I've scored it at 4 1/4. So I'm just going to use my bone folder here to get a nice fold there, and I'm going to actually glue down my designer series paper. So I'm using this pattern here with the presents on it. On the back has these bright balloons. I just found some of the colors on this side are a little bit more muted, so I wanted to use those. And so it's actually, the way that I've cut the designer series paper is it's actually the entire width and height of the card base. So the whole designer series paper sheet measures 4 1/4 by 5.5. And I'm just going to use my Tombow glue here. This is my adhesive of choice. I love it because I have time to maneuver the paper around and make sure that everything is aligned as it should be. And so I'm just going to stick that down. And I'm going to put that aside here, and we're going to do some stamping. So I'm going to do a similar type of layout as I did on this card here, but I'm going to be using different colors, okay? So I've already cut out the rectangle using the stitched rectangle dies, and I'm going to start my stamping. Now normally, I don't use so many different colors of ink. Like, I'm a very simple stamper. I like things to be kept pretty simple, but I'm going to be using some different colors because I want to stamp the presents in different colors, okay? So let's go with, I'm going to start, and I've, just so you know, I've already taken the stamps and put them on blocks. Normally, again, you don't need to have as many blocks as I'm using here, but I, in addition to being a simple stamper, I'm also lazy, so I don't want to switch the stamps every time I'm using them, okay? So I've used Coastal Cabana for this little gift at the bottom, and then I'm going to use, let me see, I'm going to use the Daffodil Delight, and I'm going to stamp this little present here, kind of next to the first one. And I'm going to close that up because I will inevitably end up putting either my hand or the wrong stamp in it. And then the last color I'm using is Grapefruit Grove. Now, Grapefruit Grove is a color that is retiring at the end of June, at the end of this catalog period, because we've got some new colors coming out, and I'll be sharing some exciting ways to get your hands on those new colors soon. Okay, so I've got that. It's a little crooked, but you know, it's okay. It's handmade. And then I'm going to stamp, so it's got these cute little bows and strings and stuff that you can stamp on the presents, and that just adds a little bit of detail there. So I'm going to move the stamps out of the way, and I'm going to stamp my koala. So I'm going to have him standing on top of the gifts, just like I did on that first one. And let's see. I'm going to stamp him a little bit to the right, just so that I have room for the balloon. So you'll see he's not totally centered. And then I'm going to stamp his cute little face. So this is two-step stamping, where you stamp once with one image and then you stamp over it. And this is where the photopolymer is really helpful, because then I can look right over his face and I can stamp that down. Okay, so I've got that. And then actually what I'm gonna do while I have the black ink out is I'm going to stamp my sentiment. So you can see this shape here. I used the tailored tag punch, and I'm going to use the same one here. And I'm just going to punch out a piece of Pool Party using that punch. And then I will stamp my happy birthday on here. So I think this black ink is starting to run out, and that's why I'm pushing really hard onto the ink pad. Okay. So there is our sentiment. So all my stamping, oh no, I forgot the balloons. Hold on. Hold on. We need some balloons for this guy. So I'm just going to, where the balloons all kind of meet in the center, that's going just above his paw or his hand. Okay, so the stamping for that is done. I'm going to move this stuff out of the way, and I'm going to bring in my big shot because I'm going to do some die cutting. So you can see the dies here up close. They're all on a magnet sheet. I just do this for easy storage. So you can see here is the koala, the toucan, the lion's body, and then this is supposed to be the lion's head. So I'm going to do two things here. I'm going to die cut the banner, and I'm going to die cut the balloons. And I'm going to use 3 different colors for the balloons. So just bear with me. I didn't cut these out in advance. And I'm just going to bring in my handy dandy big shot. And I'm just going to check that everything is looking okay on the screen. You guys can see. Oh, hello, Maureen. Hi, Joy. Thanks for joining, guys. And I'm looking at, Jennifer, at your comment. You said you would get your family all together for a barbecue and some water fun at the springs or a pool. Oh, my God. Oh, yeah, definitely hair done. Although you did post a picture recently of your hair, and I quite liked it. And so I was asking the question earlier that if you had one day out and there was you didn't have to wear masks, you didn't have to stay away from people, and you could just kind of do whatever you wanted for that day, what would you do? I'm really interested in hearing what other people have to say. All right, so I put both of the dies on this one sheet because I wanted to cut out the banner and little balloon. Hold on. I'm going to put that aside. I don't want to lose these dies. And then I'm going to do 2 more passes of the balloon. Okay, so this one here is going to be in Daffodil Delight. And so, I mean, many of you have stamped before, so you know that the colors on the back of the designer series paper are usually a really good jumping off point for picking your colors for your card. And so that's exactly what I did here. Oh, Maureen, you would hug your pregnant daughter and your adorable granddaughter. Oh, where do they live, Maureen? Where do your daughter and granddaughter live? Are they in town? Are they close to you? I can't even imagine. We actually went over to my parents' house because my mom's birthday is this Friday, and my sisters and I decided we were just gonna go and we would be in their backyard, and we all kind of had a corner of the backyard, and we just wanted to wish her happy birthday. So we got her a cake, and we bought her a gift, and so we were all together. And while it was so nice to see everybody, it was super hard because we couldn't hug each other. So that was actually really sad. In fact, my mom got really emotional at one point, which then I got emotional because it's so, not something we took for granted, but my goodness, do we ever miss hugging each other now? Well, I hope, Maureen, that you get to do that really soon. I know that there are these phases now of how they were going to be lifting the not restriction, I guess restrictions. But yeah, hopefully not too much longer, Maureen. Okay, sorry, I just wanted to explain to you, I'm just keeping these kind of flat to the piece of white cardstock, and I'm actually going to pop up this Coastal Cabana balloon, okay? So this one is on dimensionals, and you can see how the colors are kind of pulling in the colors of the designer series paper or vice versa. And so I'm going to just stick on this banner. I wasn't sure if this would make it look a little bit too busy, but I've cut it out now, and I'm just going to go with it. So there we go. It's a little busy, but that's okay. I haven't used these banners quite enough, so I feel like before they retire, I want to cut banners out of all the things. So you might see a lot of banners on my cards coming up. Okay, so I'm just going to stick this flat. I do love dimensionals, don't get me wrong. I love a little lift. However, I'm going to actually pop this one up. It's quite loud, this card, isn't it? Very, very different from the first one. Okay, so here are my dimensionals. I'm going to throw those out, and I'm going to stick that right there. And you know what? I think this card needs a little bit of sparkle. I'm just going to get some rhinestones. I'm just going to get some rhinestones here. and then add a little sparkle because I think my card needs it. I don't know. I did just say that it's a little busy, and now I'm telling you it needs some sparkle. I can't make up my mind. Oops. I'll only put 3, okay? So there you go. Okay, so that is the card. I mean, how long did that take me? Like 5-10 minutes? Oh my goodness. My cousin's watching. Hey, Ellen. How are you? I'm going to get you into crafting one day, bud. Okay, so these are my 2 cards. This is the original, and like I said, this was done by Kirsten Aitchison from Australia, and then this is my take on it, which is, it's super busy. I mean, like, there is lots going on this card, but you know who would love it? My daughter Amelia would love it, she says that her birthday is just around the corner, and it's actually November 27th, but we're saying she's sort of a glass half full kind of girl, and so to her, she feels like that's really close. So maybe I will save this card for Amelia. Okay. All right, so that's the first one. The second one I'm going to show you is it's like I said, it's a little 3D project, okay? So I'm going to make a cute little box. I have these 2, where did they go? These will get eaten eventually, but they are Kinder Bueno minis, and so I have a online Stampin' Bingo coming up, and I love to do little surprise and delight gifts, so this might be a spoiler alert for some of you, but it will not look like this, okay? So I'm going to show you how to do a cute little treat box that would fit these 2 little Kinder Bueno treats, okay? So you can actually get 3, you need a 4 by 5 7/8, okay? So this measures 4, and then this measures 5 7/8. You need 1 piece of that to make the box, and you could do 3 from 1 sheet of cardstock if you cut it correctly, okay? So I've done that. If you don't have a scoring tool and you only have a Stampin' trimmer, anything that has a scoring blade, you can still make this on. So I'm going to show you, and I will post the measurements later. So I'm going to take my sheet of 4 by 5 7/8, and I'm going to score all 4 sides at 5/8 of an inch. I'm just going to make sure that I can see that on the screen. Looks like I'm a bit delayed. Okay, so I'm going to score this at 5/8 of an inch, and then I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm trying to move my fingers out of the way, and then I will do the same thing here. This scoring tool is amazing for when you want to do little boxes and projects, okay? So I've done my score lines on all 4 sides, and then I'm going to score again on the long side. I'm going to score a 2 5/8 and 3 1/4, okay? So that's all the scoring I need to do. I can get this out of the way, and I'm going to get my bone folder, and I'm going to fold on all the score lines. All right, so I'm just going to use this, and I'm just going to really burnish all the score lines here, and then I'll show you where we're going to cut everything. So it's really dangerous. I don't know if any of you keep chocolates and sweets in your craft space. I have tons of them because I convince myself that I need to buy all of them to put them in treats and like in little 3D projects and stuff for my classes and customers and things like that. But I don't know, I eat them about as fast as I put them in treat packages. So it's a bit dangerous to have them down here. And I bought 1 bag too many for my bingo. It's hard to estimate how many was in the bag. So I bought 4 bags of them. I ended up using 3. And so now I've got this whole bag of Kinder Bueno treats. So I need to get somebody to hide them from me because I will eat them. Okay, so I'm just actually cutting along these lines right up to the first score line on each side, okay? Sorry, I should have explained that. So I'm just cutting along these little lines here that again meet up to the first score line on this side, and then the same thing on the other. And now I want to, so what would happen is if I start to assemble and I leave the tabs as they are, it's going to kind of change the shape of the box. It's going to make it a little wonky. So I'm just actually going to notch these a little bit, and this kind of, I guess you could say, it liberates the tabs a little bit. It just makes it a really nice, it gives it a bit more of a nice finish. So I'm doing that on each of the tabs. Just gonna get those bits out of the way. I'm gonna do that and then do the same thing here. And then I'm gonna flip that around and do the same thing on the other side. All right, I'm almost done with this part, and then we'll start assembling. This is such an easy box to make. And like I said, you get 3 out of a sheet of cardstock, 1 sheet of cardstock. So you get a lot with just a little. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to start by, actually I do need one more thing, which I'm just gonna grab. I need my 1/2 inch circle punch to create a little sort of finger notch thing. So I'm going to start by just putting Tombow on 2 of the end tabs, and I'm just going to hold that in place, let it stick a little bit, and then I'm going to do the same thing on this side here. And it looks like I didn't hold that first side long enough, so I'm going to actually hold both. And I'm going to read comments while I'm doing this. Hi, Brenda. All right, see you later, Joy. Hi, Karen. Okay, so this should hold this in place. I made like 24 of these earlier this morning for my bingo crew, and I had Tombow all over my hands. It was such a mess. Okay, so I'm going to now do that with the next set of tabs. So again, this is why you want to give your Tombow a little bit of time to dry, because you're going to be maneuvering things around. And so so I'm just bringing that tab in, and I'm just going to hold them together. And I might have gone a little, I might have overdone it with the Tombow, but I'm not going to wipe it off, because if I do that with my fingers, for sure it's going to end up on the rest of the box. So I'm just going to leave that. It's going to dry clear and it won't even show. Okay, so while that's drying, I'm going to punch a little notch here, and this is just to just so that it's easier to open. And so now that that's done, I'm going to do the same thing with these tabs here. So I'm just going to fold that in, and see, because we did that sort of notch on each of the tabs, it's giving it a really nice clean finish. You don't have these edges hanging out, and everything is kind of fitting really neatly. So do you see how that's coming together? Pretty easy. Hi, Heather. Thanks for joining. All right. So here we go. This is pretty much done. I think maybe while that's drying, hang on, maybe while that's drying, I'll do my stamping. Okay, so I'm going to, where did my stamp set go? So I've already pre-punched these. This is, I think, a 1 3/8 inch circle, and then this is 1 1/2. So it's just a small difference. And I'm gonna, because I'm stamping on white, I don't want it to look too stark, so I'm just going to actually stamp. There's this cute little pom-pom stamp, and I'm gonna just grab a tiny little, actually I'm just gonna use this little block here, and I think I'm going to stamp in the Grapefruit Grove. So I don't want, like I said, I don't want it to look too stark, and I'm just gonna be stamping Happy Birthday in the middle. So I'm just gonna put this little pom-pom here, and then one here, and then maybe I'll just stamp a second time in a really light shade of the ink. And I'm going to close that, and then I will stamp the sentiment, Happy Birthday. Let's hope it fits. I'm pretty sure it fits on this circle. It's like just a bare fit. Okay, there we go. So it's a small, I mean, the stamp fit takes up the whole circle, but I didn't want to stamp on a much bigger circle, because then it would cover the designer series paper. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on there, and then stick it onto some Grapefruit Grove, just to give it a little bit of interest. So you can see it's just a smidge bigger than the white circle. I should probably be careful not to touch the stamped image, because I will smudge that everywhere. Okay, so that's I'm gonna give that a chance to dry. And then I'm gonna stick my little Kinder Buenos into the box. So you can see they fit in really nicely into the box here. You could also do Hershey's Nuggets in here, although I find those very difficult to find in Canada. So next time one of you friends of mine from the States come down, which will hopefully be not too much longer, I need somebody to pick up some Hershey's Nuggets for me. All right, so I'm gonna just stick that down, and I'm going to use my designer series paper. And I've picked, again, the one with the gifts on the back. Yeah, I still like this one. So I'm going to just stick that down. And I'm going to put that onto the box. So the piece of designer series paper measures, I think it's like 2.5 or 2 5/8 actually, by 1 7/8. So this is about 2 3/4, and this is about 2 inches wide. So I just did it a little bit smaller, just so that a little bit of the Bermuda Bay can peek out. And then I'm going to use my ribbon. I love this ribbon here. Hopefully I have enough to wrap it around the box. And I'm going to tie a little bow. Okay. So I hope I've cut enough so that my fat fingers can tie this bow. Yeah, it should be okay. And so then I'm just going to tie the bow, pull the loop through, and I'm just going to play around with that a little bit just so that it's nice and puffy and fluffy. And then I'm just going to trim the edges like that. All right, so that's that. That should hold it closed a little bit. I'm just going to move it forward. So whoever receives this will have to obviously untie the bow to open it. And then I'm going to use some dimensionals on the back of my circle. And I will stick that down here. And then I'm going to embellish with some rhinestones. What did I do with my rhinestones? Here we go. I go through so many packs of rhinestones. If Stampin' Up ever retired rhinestones, I would literally sob. Like, I think I would sob. I use them all the time. Where do I want to put these? Let's see. I can't decide. Let me see. I'm going to put, okay, why does this not want to jump onto my snips? There we go. Maybe I'll do the same thing. I'm going to use the small ones here, and I'm just going to stick one there and one here. And maybe I'll put one in the center of this pom-pom here. What do you think, guys? Was that really simple to do? Took very little time. So I'll just show you the projects again before I let you all go. So this is the first card that I had already made, and then this was the Loud and Proud version of it. It's like just, I don't know, it reminds me of like a Hawaiian shirt, even though it's not a Hawaiian print. It just looks so loud and colorful. And then this is a cute little treat box. So these two would be really nice together. And then of course, I like to give out a lot of gift cards, and I can, you can easily convert this style to a gift card holder if you were to, I'm not even gonna go into it, but you could also make a gift card holder very easily out of that. And so this would make a cute little gift together. And so yeah, birthday cards, I've been sending out a lot of them right now. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like now more than ever, I just want to send cards to lots of people. So if you have a birthday coming up, comment below or send me a message and I will pop one of these in the mail for you. So that's it for me. I'm trying to keep these short and sweet because I know, people want to go watch Netflix or go read a book or maybe go for a walk or hang out or something. So I don't want to make it too long, but I'm going to be trying to come back on every Wednesday, and I'll try and give you some advance notice. So hopefully you guys can join me and we can make this like a weekly crafting party. But I hope that you guys are all staying safe and well, and I hope you guys find some time to craft in your lives. And I do thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you guys all soon. Take care. Bye for now.